The lockdown declared in Niger State, north-central Nigeria, to curb the spread of coronavirus is taking a toll on many aspects of life, including agriculture, according to traders of yam, a staple in the state and across the country. Over 30 million naira has been lost since the beginning of the lockdown, and this is in addition to the threat that the pandemic poses to food security. Channels Television's correspondent Emperor Simon reports.
Before the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic and the subsequent lockdown declared by the state government, the Kuta yam market used to be a bubbling market with customers from across the country and even the neighboring countries like Niger. But today, the market lies lonely and most of their goods are under cover. The market is now a ghost of itself. Tubers of yam in large quantity lie underneath grasses with no one to buy. Some are getting rotten, and it's a great source of concern to the dealers.
So da ka asaran da aka dana miliyoyi ne kawai ba a lissafuwa sai dai a sati uku dana za yi asara sama da miliyan 30 tsakanin mu kaga laborerin mu da waye mu da fa'aunan da masu motoci mu duka babu su komai ya tsaya ciki.
The traders are idle, lying under a tree and fear for the outcome of this inactivity.
We are in a critical condition, so what I want to say is that I need the government to look into it, please, and help those that are poor, like us, please, because until we go out and find what we are going to eat. But now, we are just staying at home, doing nothing.
With the end of coronavirus pandemic not predictable at this time, the need for more measures to curb the spread is becoming obvious. However, the yam dealers in Kuta want the government to also be considerate of the impact of its decision on the economy and on the well-being of the citizens. Emperor Simon, Channels Television News.
Let's get more now on the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on agriculture and food security. We're joined by Dr. Olufemi Oladuni, who is the Executive Director and CEO of the Agricultural and Rural Management Training Institute. He joins us from Ilorin, Kwara State. Well, thank you for joining us on the program. The COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown disrupted food production and supply, causing fears of a looming food security crisis. With the easing of this lockdown, how do you think this break in food production can be made up for?
Thank you for your invitation. Let me, first of all, use the opportunity to commend Channels TV for always being proactive and in the front line in your coverage of national and global issues. Straight to the question now. The federal government has been very proactive and tactical in its strive to contain the spread of this novel virus in Nigeria. Hitherto, there is no known cure. Healthcare providers have told us severally that they are mainly managing or treating the symptoms of the disease, while the immunity of the patients is expected to fight the virus. It is therefore very important for everyone to boost his or her immunity basically by eating good foods. Hence, the government classifies food production activities and services as essential even before the decision to ease the lockdown. Going forward, therefore, actors along agricultural commodity value chains need to double their effort to produce and make available sufficient quantity of food to overcome the shock. However, the support of the government for the sector is now required more than ever to salvage the situation. Government needs to quickly intervene in the following area. That is, making critical inputs such as quality seeds, short duration varieties, fertilizers, agrochemicals readily available and avoidable to all farmers, helping to ensure that agricultural production is an all-year-round activity by consciously supporting the development of irrigation facilities wherever there are potentials for irrigation agriculture. The truth is, rain-fed agriculture alone will never be sufficient for adequate production. And also, government should ensure that the various credit schemes should be made more accessible in terms of amount and procedure to benefit, as well as at unavoidable interest to all the actors along the agricultural value chain. For example, this borrower scheme of the CBN, and then the agricultural credit guarantee scheme. Then also, the government should stabilize price of commodities by buying off excess produce, which will then be kept or stored in the strategic food reserves for future needs.
All right, so the disruption of farming and food production made the gaps in preservation and storage facilities a lot more pronounced. Why are we still having this type of problem, if you can tell us?
Yes, thank you for that. Nigerian agricultural sector is still prone to shock because the sector is still dominated by small-scale farmers who have limited capacities. Therefore, what is produced annually is at best a little below the national demand. Moreover, the sector is also largely unregulated and uncoordinated. Producers and processors are not adequately linked. Hence, while a processor is in a dire need of a raw material in a particular location, the same product is wasting away in a farmer's field or storing in another location within the same country. It is for this reason that the Agricultural and Rural Management Training Institute is always advocating and contributing immensely to the development of virile agricultural commodity value chains in the country by building the capacities of actors, that is, producers, processors, and facilitators on value chain development.
All right. How would you recommend the country address the negative impact of COVID-19 on agriculture such that there will be no more food insecurity?
Government should find means of raising funds for actors, all the actors along the agricultural commodity value chain. None should be left out. And they should also encourage farmers in stabilizing their price so that they can be sure and be assured of their production, all their efforts in agricultural production.
All right, then Dr. Olufemi Oladuni, Executive Director and CEO of the Agricultural and Rural Management Training Institute. Thank you for joining us today on Africa 54.